Greetings and grace. I pray that you are restored. I pray that you feel healthy, whole, and just excited about what's in store. Today, we're going to be talking about the right type of money, aka holy rich, hashtag holy richness, the type of rich that, you know, me personally, I desire to seek after. So, before we get on into it, because we're going to be reading Proverbs chapter 21, please enjoy this real quick. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off on it. We're going to get right on into it, and then we're going to have some more fun. All right. Proverbs chapter 21. In the Lord's hand, the king's heart is a stream of water that he channels toward all who please him. A person may think their own ways are right, but the Lord weighs the heart. To do what is right and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Haughty eyes and a proud heart, unplowed field of the wicked produce sin. The plans of the diligent lead to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty. A fortune made by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor and a deadly snare. The violence of the wicked will drag them away, for they refuse to do what is right. The way of the guilty is devious, but the conduct of the innocent is upright. Better to live on a corner of the roof than to share a house with a quarrelsome wife. The wicked crave evil, their neighbors get no mercy from them. When a mocker is punished, the simple gain wisdom. By paying attention to the wise, they get knowledge. The righteous one takes note of the house of the wicked and brings the wicked to ruin. Whoever shuts their ear to the cry of the poor will also cry out and not be answered. A gift given in secret soothes anger, and a bribe concealed in the cloak pacifies great wrath. When justice is done, it brings joy to the righteous, but terror to evildoers. Whoever strays from the path of prudence comes to rest in the company of the dead. Whoever loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and olive oil will never be rich. The wicked become a ransom for the righteous, and the unfaithful for the upright. Better to live in a desert. Better to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome and nagging wife. Ooh, man, look, man, hey. Hope y'all pick some peaceful partners out here. For real, for real. All right. Yeah. The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. Whoever pursues righteousness and love finds life, prosperity, and honor. One who is wise can go up against the city of the mighty and pull down the stronghold in which they trust. Those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves from calamity. The proud and arrogant person, mocker is his name, behaves with insolent fury. The cravings of a sluggard will be the death of him, but his hands the craving of a sluggard will be the death of him because his hands refuse to work. All day long he craves for more, but the righteous give without sparing. The sacrifice of the wicked is detestable. How much more so when bought with evil intent? A false witness will perish, but a careful listener will testify successfully. The wicked put up a bold front, but the upright give thought to their ways. There is no wisdom, no insight, no plan that can succeed against the Lord. The horse is made ready for the battle. Oh, excuse me. The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory rests with the Lord. All right. So before we get on into it, because there's a whole lot to unpack with this, please enjoy a word from myself. Greetings. Secure your path in just 3 steps. I myself knew a piece of my purpose, but I lacked the depths of my vision. I knew that I would make an impact, but I did not feel significant because I didn't know how to achieve this and actually make money online. Now I exercise the confidence of my purpose, execute my strategies for more impact, and I feel more fulfilled making money as a result, helping other educators do the same as me. Some have even left their 9 to 5. Specifically, this year, I want to help 1,000 people discover their purpose in depth, strategize their impact, and make money online organically with the right information and guidance straight, no chaser. Go to online.theetablueprint.com right now so that you can be confident in your purpose like me and no longer lost on your path. My name is Imani Allen and I own Priceless Faith Productions, where your impact can become omnipresent. 10x, baby! All right, let's get on into it. So we just finished reading Proverbs chapter 21. We're going to get into some really great verses here and break it down even more. So let's have some fun with it. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 2. A person may think their own ways are right, but the Lord weighs the heart. This is important because a lot of the times, I don't know about you, but actually I think all of us, honestly, all of us can become the type of person, or we've had moments where we were the person where we think we are always right and everybody else is wrong. And I just want to encourage you that, one, you don't always want to be right. It's okay to not know anything. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be like, you know what? I was wrong. Or thank you for correcting me, or even like, you know what? I feel what it is that you're saying. Can you educate me more, a little bit more on it so that I can fully understand? Because I want to make sure that when I communicate with other people, I am communicating with accuracy, right? Those things matter, right? Especially when it comes to even online, because a lot of the times, you can it's easy to get into debates with people online. It's very easy to, but there's power in restraint, and there's also power in something that I'll say when I'll personally say this. I'll say this when I know that the conversation really isn't going to go anywhere. And at the end of the day, I just would rather peace. I would rather not even have the conversation about it, because even God, it's in the Bible. God will, if somebody has their heart set on something, God will give them that and let them believe that. That's what it is. That's Bible right there. So I'll just be like, okay, right on. I understand. I love you very much. Or like if you find yourself in a situation where, it's a debate, and things are getting a little high emotionally, you could just be like, you know what, I love you very much. I just cannot have this conversation with you right now. And the reason why, or one of my favorites is, you know what, I need to take a moment and meditate. And the reason why is because sometimes people can intentionally try to start arguments. I've met those people and oh my lord, I'm one of those people that I'd rather take a step back and process first. But I've also met people that are like, no, you don't get to do that. And I'm like, I'm gonna make sure that I do that, because at the end of the day, I'd rather make sure that when we communicate, it's healthier. That's where it's at. And in order for things like that to happen, sometimes you got to take a step back and meditate, but a person may think their own ways are right, but it's the Lord who weighs the heart. There's a quote that I heard many years ago, and I remember listening to a podcast. Shoot, dabbit, I forgot the name of the podcast, but I'll tell you, I remember the name of the show. I want to say it was earlier today, The Jeffersons. I was like, man, what's the show with Sherman Hemsley? I'm pretty sure it was The Jeffersons. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I was saying, what is the name of that podcast? Dag nabbit. I've talked about it before, but essentially it's more important to be loving than right. It's more important to be loving than right. It's more important to be loving than right. That type of love, that type of level of compassion, right? That can only be exercised with, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. The first two, love is patient, love is kind. I mean, seriously, think about that. Love is patient and love is kind. And if you find yourself, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, just kind of not, it's not attractive or whatever, then like, look, let me just be the first to tell you, it's more important to be loving than right. It's okay if you're not right. In fact, just let it go. Because we all got stuff we got to do. So shoot, just let it go. Because you know what? The Lord is going to weigh the heart, no matter what it is that we say. 1 Corinthians is very clear. If we're speaking with the tongues of angels, if we're speaking really loudly, if there's no love, it's nothing. It literally means nothing. Every word that we say, if there is zero love in it, it means nothing. And just a few days ago, or maybe last week, I don't remember when, we talked about the heart, how your heart be lying. Your heart does lie because of what you feed yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, your eyes, all your ears, what you're feeding yourself, your heart absorbs that. And so you could say, I love you, but if your heart is jacked up at that moment, I mean, is it accurate? Is it accurate? Is it accurate if you're trying to hurt somebody? I don't think it is. You gotta talk to yourself. You gotta, have those conversations. You gotta ask your mentors, ask your accountability partners, but really think deeply about it, right? Because love does not harm. Love does not hurt. And nobody's perfect. We all have our issues, you know what I'm saying? But there's power in, working on being more self-controlled, taking that moment and using and leveraging compassion and grace. And that's where it's at, but you definitely want compassion and grace, because the Lord is going to weigh your heart no matter what. And so verse number 5, the plans of the diligent lead to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty. Again, the plans of the diligent leads to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty. Now, I like this one because it's easy. It's easy to move quickly. I grew up, y'all know that I grew up everything, if you pay attention to me or what it is that I say, I grew up everything's go, 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 go. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to pause, 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 pause. And let me tell you, it's been a wonderful ride. It was definitely rocky in understanding and practicing and exercising patience, but I have found myself to move slower like molasses, kind of like, or like the Vermont syrup. I think I've said that before, like in between maple syrup, something along those lines. It's just, taking your time, enjoying the process, because that was something that I really desired, which was literally enjoying the process of every day. And it's hard to do that if you're always on the go. So if you're always on the go, what I'm saying, that can lead to poverty. But let's talk about diligent. According to etymology, it's constant in effort to accomplish what is undertaken. Attentive, assiduous, careful, present participle, adjective from deligerer. I don't know if that was French, but I do need to get back into French. Single out, value highly, esteem, prize, love, aspire to, be content with, appreciate, to pick out, select, apart, choose, gather, to collect, gather, to speak, to pick out words. Like, I mean, how beautiful is that? I really like the attentiveness, to value highly, esteem, to love, aspire to, be content with, appreciate the process, the plans, because the plans that you are attentive to and you appreciate and you love, right? And you rock it out one step at a time leads to profit. As haste. Haste. Okay, so haste. We're gonna look that up real quick. Haste. Hurrying, haste, celerity. It almost looks like celery. Celerity, swiftness, speed, need for quick action, urgency, haste, urgent. Man, if you've ever been in the food industry, everything is a sense of urgency. Quick, 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 quick. And it's no joke. It's easy to take that on, especially in North America. Everybody's pretty much a workaholic. So just be careful, take your time, you know what I'm saying? Ask yourself what you really want. Make sure you meditate, take that step back so you can focus on growing surely but steady. You want steady growth and everything like that, because you want to be able to maintain, you want to be able to sustain as well. Verse 6, a fortune made by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor and a deadly snare. You see all these corporations out here that are falling left and right. I mean, it doesn't get any more clearer than that. There's a lot of people that will do off things, and there it's wild. A lot of people will do a whole bunch of off things. Excuse me, hold on. Let me put my phone on do not disturb real quick. All right, a lot of people will do a whole bunch of off things, and man, if especially when and you understand the ramifications and the bigger picture of a choice, I think it's very important to really assess yourself first. Thank you, Lord, for my divine health and healing. Excuse me, y'all. To really make sure that what you do and the choices that you make don't hurt others, right? That's consideration. That's what love does. So, a fortune made by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor and a deadly snare. I don't know about you, but it's just better to do it right, to build right, just build right, any and everything. You know what I'm saying? And that comes down to who you're connected with, partnerships, right? Who you're building with. How are they building? How are they communicating? How are they communicating about other people, right? You want to pay attention to those things behind closed doors. What is it that they're saying? Is that somebody that matches, aligns with your principles? And is that something that you really want to build with long term? If the answer is no, if I were you, I would, seek your mentors and find out a way to make an exit in a safe way, in a way that won't hurt either of what you guys are trying to do. But, you want to think about longevity here. You want to think about longevity, man. Verse 13, whoever shuts their ear to the cry of the poor will also cry out and not be answered. This is important because, there's a lot of people out here who need help, not just need help, but really they need the education. A lot of people need the education. And that's way more important, because if you teach a man to fish, he'll never go hungry. If you give a man a fish, you know what I'm saying? Yes, he'll eat for the night, but a lot of people need the right education. And if you have the education, serve it. You know what I'm saying? Just give your time, find people that genuinely need it, and then just help them out. That's where it's at. I've been in that position, and I'm like, man, I feel so grateful because it's like, dag, there's a lot of stuff that I got to do. Like, I remember there was some stuff I had to really handle, and there was just too much going on. I'm like, dang, I'm really messing up right now, but I really want to make it right. And so that's like, okay, it's worth it. The purpose is worth it. God will still make a way out of no way. And so I really want to encourage you guys to make sure you are hearing the cries of those who are struggling or who are in worse positions than you. And then even then, sometimes people are in worse, aren't really in worse positions, but they think you are in a better position, and that's just because of perception and everything like that. But seek God and ask God to guide you who to serve and who to give to. You know what I'm saying? That's very important as well. And make sure you never pour from an empty cup, because if you do, and as a giver, I get it, because I did it for a very long time. I mean, I went to negative for people out of love. And, I was like, dang, I'm in trouble as a result of that. And, or when it came back time to actually give back to me, nobody have it. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this. So you got to exercise boundaries, you got to exercise those things. And you want to seek God when it comes to giving, all right? Verse 21, whoever pursues righteousness and love finds life, prosperity, and honor. So in everything that you do, everything that you say, everything that you produce, right, and create and serve, do it with righteousness and love, because on the other side, not the opposite, on the other side of how you do that, how you take care of people, how you take care of yourself, you will find life, prosperity, and honor. That's beautiful, y'all. That's the type of right money. Look, and by the way, it's not always money. Prosperity can be joy. Prosperity can be peace. And I don't know about you, prosperity can be wisdom. Those things are just, if invaluable is the right word, it's priceless. All right, it's priceless. Verse 22, one who is wise can go up against the city of the mighty and pull down the stronghold in which they trust. You know what I like about that one? I like that because, like that quote that says, if you can kneel before God, you can stand before men. I think it's powerful. Actually, I know it's very powerful, because there's a lot of people out here that be doing some crooked stuff. You know what I'm saying? But God could be using you. You got to think about it. It's in the Bible all the time. David and Goliath. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, David, I don't know if he was a midget, but like, dude was short. You know what I'm saying? And you never knew. He took down a lion, a bear, right? Something along those lines. Look at the Bible, read the book of Psalms. You'll find out what David did. And this dude, he even ended up, taking over what King Saul had, because he was anointed to be next in king, to be next in line. And Saul hated him. Saul resented him because they sang songs about David. But Saul missed the opportunity to really pour into him as his successor. It's that Saul was just, he let his pride get in the way a lot of the time, so you got to be careful with that. Also, we'll kind of go back real quick. The quarrelsome and nagging wife, you know what I'm saying? Also know that some men can be like that. Look, right? Toxicity, you can't grow with it. I'm talking about, we all got toxic traits. I'm talking about people who get off on like disrespect. That's the type of toxicity I'm talking about. That is wild. That's not love. And like, look, heart disease is the number one killer, especially out here in North America. And stress is what can happen after stress is what can happen that could cause a heart attack, that could cause a stroke, things like that. So you have to be mindful of who you partner with, of who you spend the rest of your life with. Because, man, well, I don't know about you, but ain't nobody got time to be fighting all the day long and nagging. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And sis, sis, if you like that, sis, I just want to encourage you to work on some healthier ways of communicating. Seek some mentors to find better ways to communicate. And then also understand that, if you have to consistently communicate and all the time like that, I don't know. Seek some professional help. That's all I'm saying. And then men too, you know what I'm saying? If your lady is cool, calm, and collected, and you out here wilding, and you literally being disrespectful over and over again just to get a rise out of her, that's toxic as heck, man. Like, bruh, what you doing? Verse 29 and 30. The wicked put up a bold front, but the upright give thought to their ways. There is no wisdom, no insight, no plan that can succeed against the Lord. I think this is beautiful. People can pull up a bold front, but can they back it up? or because the upright, they give thought to their way. So they're really thinking about, they're exercising wisdom the whole entire time, because there is zero wisdom, zero insight, and no plan that ultimately can succeed against the Lord. Keep God first. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, he will direct your path. That's one of my favorite, like, just two verses. I don't know if I would consider it a passage, but it's a couple of my favorites. And I think about that every day. And I'm working on, and it's consistently every time, like, I'm like, Lord, I'm seeking you first. I'm turning away from what I think and my understanding, renew my heart, renew my mind, transform me. Because guess what? Imani's a little jacked up. I'd have been through some things, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah, I gotta get rid of that, because I want to make sure that when God presents me with opportunities, I can take care of them. That when I grow and I'm building, I can take care of what it is that I'm building. That my foundation is going to be able to be built and secure, and I can build on top of it. Come on, y'all. All right. So thank you so much for being here. I'm excited for the future. Hey, we will talk tomorrow. God bless.
Hi, this is Adana, and I met Imani at Priceless Faith Productions a few months back, and I was just so floored by her energy, like how much she poured into her clients, and not just her clients, just into people. And so what I found was that I just wanted to work with her just to get to know her more. And as I started to work with her on a nonprofit that I organized for, I found that she really was willing to be to break things down to the most basic levels. I had a team that she was training, and we had various levels of experience. Some of us were like, forward, very tech forward. Some of us were very tech averse, like trouble getting onto Zoom, trouble getting onto different aspects of the phone, trouble on Facebook. And she was able to get all of us there together and teach sales and marketing principles that are universal, no matter what medium, whether you're sending a letter or you're creating an ad on Facebook or Instagram or creating a reel. All of those things she made very simple, very tangible, and every time you met with her, there was a new layer of ways to communicate with our clients and to be very effective. So we started with her just before doing our annual conference. We usually hold it in person. It's one that we actually decided to do virtually because of COVID. And the combination of bringing forth the social media train with the email marketing, with, just being present and being friendly with folks, sliding into DMs, sending people personal messages, it all paid off in terms of getting people who were engaged, people who believed in our organization again, and people who were ready to commit to not only attending the conference, but staying engaged for a further time afterwards. So I just want to really appreciate Imani for who she is and what she brought to the table. And I can't wait to continue to work with her on what the next step is. Thank you so much. This is Adana, and I'm complete.